beautiful Earthlings. It is I, Christina, here at Fit and Bendy in Los Angeles with part 1 of our 4-part shoulder series to address tightness in the shoulders, upper back, and neck, and get rid of that hunchy tech neck that so many of us suffer from. So I hope you enjoy the workout. The only thing that you're going to need today is a low chair or table, and let's get started. We're going to start by focusing on each shoulder separately just so we can feel what's going on with each side of our body. So let's start with the right side. Left hand's going to go on the chest, right arm dangling by your side. And let's just bring that right shoulder up and then reach it down for the floor. So the left hand is here to make sure that you're not moving your body. Only the shoulder is moving. And it's easy to feel this in the muscles that connect the shoulder up into the neck when you lift it up, right? But we also want to feel the muscles in the upper back. So if you look at me from the back, you can see that my shoulder blade is sliding up and down on my rib cage. And those are the muscles in our upper back that we really want to develop. The shoulder blade is incredibly important here. So when you reach your arm down for the floor, see if you can feel those muscles underneath your shoulder blade and the way they anchor your shoulder down and create that length in the side of your neck. Let's do one more. Scrunchie up and reach down and stop in that down position like you're trying to touch your fingertips to the floor. We're going to anchor here and start to rotate that right arm in and out. So now we're accessing the shoulder cuff muscles, all the little muscles inside the shoulder joint that make this rotation happen. We go internal and external. And as we move, you can start to get in touch with those muscles, maybe start to make the movement a little bit bigger. This should not be painful. If it is painful, either make it smaller or stop and see if you can figure out what's going on there. This should feel kind of good and yummy, right? As you come internal, we don't want to let the whole thing come forward. As you go external, we're not going into a back bend. Really, it's just the arm rotating like a barbershop pull. And we want to make sure that the bicep is rotating as well. Let's stop in this externally rotated position, hand facing out. External is usually what we need more of. Squeezing the muscles in the armpit, reach those fingertips down to the floor and we'll just open and close the hand. Sometimes this stretch can feel a little bit nervy, so we're just mobilizing the hand, mobilizing the finger to help release that nerve a little bit. Good. And from here, extend those fingers down towards the floor and we're going to take this right ear and start to lift it up towards the ceiling. So I'm thinking more about lifting the right ear than dropping the left ear. I'm trying to create the longest line possible between my right ear and the fingertips of my right hand. I'm still reaching my shoulder blade down towards the floor. I'm still externally rotated, and you might start to feel a pretty nice stretch, not just in the side of your neck, but possibly all the way down that right arm to your right fingertips. Now on this next one, stop with your right ear lifted, fingertips down, ear up, and we're going to shake our head no. So I'm going to look down at my left shoulder, and then I'm going to look up at the ceiling. And by rotating the head here, we're getting into all the muscles on the right side of the neck that could potentially be tight and irritable, and just giving them a chance to express themselves, feel what's going on in there. Make sure that you're still breathing. It might be that there's some part that feel extra crunchy and tight. For me, it's right here. So if you find that spot, just stop and make some little circles. We don't want to be too still doing the stretch because it does stretch our nerves, and we want to keep moving. You can do circles the other direction. So the circles kind of give you a chance to work extra into one spot that really needs it. Now, bring your head back to the side bend, and we're going to take this left hand and put it on the left side of the head. And I'm squeezing the muscles on the left side of my neck to reach my right ear up to the ceiling more as my right hand reaches down. I like this more than the traditional way of pulling the head, which can damage the vertebrae in your neck. So squeeze those neck muscles, lift that right ear up, breathe. Nice big deep breath. And when you're ready, use that left hand to push your head back up to center, still reaching that hand down towards the floor. Last one on the right side, we're going to lift that right arm out. And as I'm doing this, I'm still feeling those shoulder blade down muscles And I'm reaching my hand out long. We're going to stop with hand just below shoulder height, so not too high, and reach it out long, spreading out the fingers, little wiggle of the fingers. See if you can get that stretch all the way down the arm. You don't have to do that much to stretch the arms and shoulders. This alone can start to give most of us a really nice stretch along the arm. You can open and close your fist if you're feeling those little nervy tingles there. Again, deep breaths. And then we're going to lower that arm back down to the floor as if you could just touch your fingers to the floor, because now your arm is 10 miles long. And shake it out. And this is the point in the workout where usually my left side is a little jealous of the right side. So let's do the left side. Right hand goes on the rib cage just to make sure it's not moving around too much. And let's find those ups and downs with the shoulder. So again, this is nice, gentle mobilization. We're not trying to do anything that's pushing into a pain point. It's really just exploring what's going on with this shoulder and seeing if you can get in touch with those muscles that control your shoulder blade. Because we can't see our upper backs, we don't think about them too much, but you can feel them and you can feel those muscles. And let's especially feel that down muscle, because just dropping your shoulder down can give some relief and stretch to tight neck muscles. Good. One more up and down. We're stopping in the down position, and let's find that rotation. In and out. And again, I'm trying to not let my shoulder turn forward the whole thing, right? I'm trying to get just the rotation from inside the shoulder socket. So if I look down at my bicep is turning in and out, but the shoulder itself is not moving. And that's going to really help us isolate that rotator cuff and make sure that we're strengthening the muscles that we're trying to target and not some other muscles, right? All right, let's find that external rotation that all of us need more of. Those muscles right here in the back of the armpit. Squeeze it to turn the whole arm out and just open and close the fist. Again, this might create some of those nervy tingles, a little bit of extra stretchy feeling. You can feel it anywhere from your fingertips to your elbow, to your biceps, all the way up to almost at your left ear. And all of those are perfectly normal and correct things to feel. And let's stop with the hand extended. And now I am lifting my left ear up to the ceiling and feeling that nice long stretch along the left side of my neck, and then dropping it back down. And as you're doing this, again, try tying your breath to the movement. I find that helpful to keep the body calm. So inhale as you lift and exhale as you drop. And see if you can use the breath to help you create a little bit of a bigger movement every time as your body starts to open up. Check in and make sure that you're still bringing that shoulder blade down. You're still squeezing your armpit muscles. And on this next one, we're going to lift that ear up and keep it there and start to shake our head no. So looking down at the shoulder, looking up at the ceiling, and noticing what's going on in this left side of the neck. And remember, it might feel really different than the right side of the neck, and that can be an interesting and informative thing for you to know about your body. Might want to spend a little more time on one side or the other if it feels like it needs the extra attention and love from you. Let's just do one more and then see if you can find that spot that needs extra love right now. For me, it's still right here. And some of those little circles. Feel like if you were shooting a laser beam out of your chin, you'd be tracing little circles on the ceiling. Trace those circles the other direction. Good. And then bring your head to a neutral side bend. Hand comes up to the side of the head. Now, check in again to make sure you're reaching those left fingers down as you squeeze the muscles on the right side of the neck and use them to stretch the muscles on the left. It's just a gentle pressure between the head and the hands. Big breath here. Let that side open up a little bit more. Maybe wiggle those fingers if it starts to feel a little bit nervy. Good. And then use the right hand to push that head back up to neutral. All right. Hand on the chest. We're going to start to lift that arm up out to the side. I'm thinking of pressing my shoulder down as I lift the arm up. It's a very different feeling than if I lift my arm from my shoulder first, right? And I'm also thinking about reaching my arm out of the shoulder socket. Like there's something over there and I want to touch it so bad and it's just a little too far away. And wiggle those fingers and enjoy that stretch down the arm, however it feels for you. If you want a little extra, you can even use this right hand to kind of pull away with the right hand as you take that big breath. Good. Really nice. Yay. And then lower that arm back down. And again, you want that feeling like your fingertips could just land on the floor because your arm is now the longest part of your body. All right. And shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Cool. Let's do some stuff with both arms at the same time now that we've woken them up and said hello. So both arms to the sides. We're bringing those shoulders down again and finding the external rotation to turn the palms forward. I like to spread out my fingers really wide for this, just to have that energy in the arms. From here, start to lift both arms out to the side, reaching out wide. This is going to increase the stretch because now we've got the stretch from one set of fingertips all the way across to the other. And again, stop right before you get to shoulder height and enjoy that nice depth. Again, you can wiggle the fingers a little bit. You can open and close the fists. You can bring the arms a little further back if you want even deeper stretch. Just make sure that you're not letting the chest pop forward. You're keeping your spine nice and straight. From here, bend the elbows to 90 degrees. And we're going to find those rotator cuff muscles. So imagine that your elbows are just resting on two shelves. They're not going to move at all as you bring your hands down towards the floor. So this is our internal rotation. And then lift them up, bring them back behind your shoulders, external rotation. So as you're doing this, again, we're trying to not let the spine move. So it can be very tempting here to, as we come to external rotation, let the back do some of the work, or as we do internal rotation, hunch forward like a monster. Very fun to be a monster, but that's not what we're going for right now. So really try to keep the rest of your body still, and that should intensify the amount of sensation and work you're getting in the shoulder socket itself. And we definitely want to feel this in the shoulder socket. So let's do one more each direction. And then we're going to come to our external rotation. And like I said, we usually need a little bit more of this and just pulse into it. So we want to really feel that deep engagement and work in the back of the shoulder, right where the shoulder and armpit come together. For 3, 2, 1. All right. I know your arms are getting tired. We're almost there. Let's bring both arms up and interlace the hands behind the head. And we're making a nice little basket with our hands. And you're going to press your head gently back into the hands. Really important to not crunch with the neck or give yourself a double chin. Just slightly drop the chin and press back and use the muscles in the front of your neck to create this little bit of pressure. And you can feel your upper back muscles having to work to hold your hands in place as they press forward into your head. From here, little pulses back with the elbows. This is one of my favorite antidotes to that sort of hunchy tech neck feeling that we get from staring at the computer for too long. This really brings your head back into alignment. It helps you feel the strength in your upper back and the back of your shoulders. And it should give you a pretty good stretch through your pecs and the front of your shoulders at the same time. So a lot of different things happening here. Good. Let's do 3, 2, and then hold here. And just breathe. Press that head back, hands forward. If you want to pull the shoulders back just a little bit further, really get that opening here. And then to come out, just release the hands, open them back out to the side, reach out long. Now find that width again. It should feel a little bit looser, a little bit easier, and lower those 10-mile-long arms all the way down to the floor and shake it out, shake it out. All right. For this next section, go ahead and grab a table or chair and meet me on the floor. Go ahead and set up your furniture, and we're going to turn to face it on hands and knees. And this is how you're going to set yourself up to learn to do a happy, healthy, effective push-up. Because the scapular position in push-ups is incredibly important to prevent shoulder injuries. So let's see if we can find that. I'm going to start with my hands directly underneath my shoulders. If I were to draw a straight line down from my shoulder to my hand, this is where it would be. Then spread out your fingers and imagine that you're trying to slide the heels of your hands towards your knees. So it's like I'm trying to do this, but I'm not letting my shoulders move. So immediately these muscles underneath my arms are working. At the same time, I'm going to push the floor away from me. So now I'm still in hands and knees. Not much has changed, but you can see the difference between me being collapsed in this position and me being lifted in this position. And these muscles underneath my arms and in my back that pull my scapula away from my spine are working very hard. Just holding this position and feeling those muscles engage can really help to build the stability that you'll need to build off of this into a really beautiful, effective push-up. Now from here, we're gonna go into our shoulder stretch. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all of my weight into my right hand, pick up my left hand and place it on the furniture in front of me. And then I'm just gonna relax that arm down. So I'm really trying to let that elbow and shoulder kind of drop down towards the floor. Make sure there's no tension in it to start. At the same time, staying strong on that right arm, which is getting a little bit of a workout. Now, gently pressing that left hand down into the box. I'm gonna arch the back to prepare and then round my spine up towards the ceiling. And it is on the rounding that I start to get that stretch through the armpit, right through here, underneath the arm. So we're gonna go back and forth between arching and rounding. And every time we round that spine up towards the ceiling, we're trying to go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And it's very important that as you do this, you keep this arm in this relaxed position with the elbow facing down towards the floor. If you find that you're starting to open up towards the side, you're not going to get the stretch in the part of the shoulder that you want, which is the lat. Let's go ahead and stop in that arched position. I am working with both arms, gently pressing my hand down, trying to take some weight into both arms, keeping those armpit muscles working, getting that stretch through the lat. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1, and then shake it out, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Again, both hands on the floor. I'm going to find my good setup position, sliding the shoulder blades down, pushing the floor away, feeling those nice solid armpit muscles. Now I'm going to shift my weight all into my left hand, pick up my right hand, put it on the furniture in front of me. Armpit is relaxed down towards the floor, elbows relaxed down towards the floor. Gently press that right hand down, and let's find the arch to set up, and then round up towards the ceiling and look for that stretch. If you're not getting a stretch, it probably means you need a higher piece of furniture. With the hand up higher, it's going to make it easier to find that stretch. If your furniture is too high, you're going to have a hard time getting that elbow to face the floor. So you want to be able to be relaxed in this position and not let the shoulder and elbow hunch up. Every time you go into that round, you're creating a deep stretch for the lat using the position of the spine. So it's a really great thing to be able to find. Let's do one more arch. And tuck in. We're going to stop in that tucked position. I'm pressing my right hand down. So now I'm taking a little bit more weight into my right hand. So my lat is being stretched, but it's also being used to support a little bit of my body weight. Let's hold here. Take a deep breath for 3, 2, 1. And come on out and shake it out. Such a good workout. Looks so easy. Bizarrely difficult. My favorite kind. All right. We're going to get rid of our furniture and go into our last stretch, which we've just really prepared ourselves for, which is called kitty cat stretch, and you will find out why. So here we are in hands and knees, and I've got my lats engaged. I'm pushing the floor away from me, and then I'm going to start to walk my hands out in front of me. And you want to stop periodically and check in. Make sure that if you bend your elbows, they are still able to be parallel to each other. So I'm still finding that position where the shoulders and the elbows are relaxed down towards the floor, even though the elbows are straight. And as I lower my head and chest towards the floor, it's very easy for me to just go into a back bend here. So we're going to press the hands into the floor and try to tuck the pelvis and lift the mid back up towards the ceiling. And that's going to put all of the stretch into the shoulders. So I can go back and forth between those two positions. Again, using the position of the spine to challenge the shoulders a little bit more with every repetition. And I'm going to stop in that tuck position and now walk those hands out a little further. Think about the cat stretching that just woke up from the nap. Feel those shoulder blades lifting up towards your ears. Sink it down just a little bit further. Deep breath, armpits reach for the floor. Good. And to come on out, we're going to walk that hand back in a little bit at a time. Still pushing the floor away from you. Still strong through those armpit muscles. And again, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it out. Muscles love a good jiggling at the end of your workout. So if you have questions on shoulder anatomy, shoulder functionality, my microphone got excited on that one, please check out our videos below. We've got a bunch more shoulder videos and workouts that escalate off of this one. Like and subscribe to keep up with all things mobility. And as always, happy bendings.